CSIR NIST Jorhat in biotechnology lab. So here basically I am going to explain about the light microscope. It's also called optical microscope. It has features. Main feature of microscope is the eyepiece, objective and the light source. Here in this light microscope we have the option with bright field as well as a fluorescent microscope. That's why in this microscope it is attached with CCD camera, so we can take an image directly while taking the sample. While doing the sample we can take an image and this monitor also. So I'm going to explain first what type of what is bright field microscope. Bright field it means while taking the image the background should be bright. So the sample, whatever I am taking the sample, it should be stained with any dye, so it can a clear image. While taking an image, it should be very clear with a bright background with a stained image. So bacteria, we are using any type of crystal violet while doing the gram stain. We can dye with saffronin also, so it will be very clear image of the bacteria. So three main features for good image. Three main features is required. First is the resolution power, second is the magnification, and third one is the refractive index. So you can increase the refractive index by using the immersion oil. While taking the picture of bacteria, because the bacteria is very small, so we can every time we can take image by using the immersion oil here. And here is the four objective is here. It is the low magnification power, it is 10x, 40x is the intermediate power, and high magnification is the 100x. So always the magnification of this objective is calculated with the eyepiece of the magnification. If the eyepiece magnification is 10x and here the objective magnification is 100x, we can calculate. It means 10 into 100, it means 1000 times you can magnify the object. So main source is light here, and this microscope having a features of fluorescent microscope also. So we have a bright field option. We can by moving this option filter, we can use for bright field is one position, and other 3, 2, 3, 4 is for the fluorescent image. And this we have this software. We can see the image through software here. And it will take time, so first I will show you the earlier picture here. We have taken images of this. The background is bright, and we can see the stained bacteria cell also. So later on, Dr. Mintu Paul, he is the scientist. He is working on cancers. He will explain about the fluorescent microscope.
Okay, as you already listened about this very introductory things of this microscope, mine has already been explained. So right now I'm going to say a few more words, and highlights I'm going to do only on the fluorescence microscope. So basically by this name itself it is saying about that this microscope uses the fluorescence. And this is a very simplified form, I will say, as compared to confocal microscope, because as you know that confocal microscope is like advanced stage, and that one is actually you can do some 3D images you can capture. So here, what is the basic mechanism? Whenever we take some specimen, basically some light comes, and that light becomes absorbed by this specimen, and that specimen basically it is absorbed by the fluorophore. That fluorophore again re-emit the light, and that one again separated by some spectral emission filter. So there are four major components of that. Major components, first one is the light source, and mostly the mercury vapor lamp and the xenon arc lamp is used. And the second one is the excitation filter, emission filter, and fourth one is the dichroic mirror, or it is also called dichroic beam splitter. So what it does, this beam splitter, what I am saying about, it is basically is a kind of very color filter, very accurate color filter. So it means that it will allow the passage of very small wavelength of the light, but the other one will be reflected. So based on that, you can use the different type of filter, as you can see here in this microscope. I am going to show you. So just keep in mind one thing, that distribution of this single fluorophore will give you single image, correct? One color image. But if you have that multiple fluorophores, we can expect we will get it, there are multiple images, and then we can make it compile together. I will show you here how to use this microscope. After switching on all of this microscope and all, we need to fix this slide, and before that already we have made this slide. This is sample preparation is also, we have to few multi-steps are there. After seeding the cells, normally here I am going to show you there is like cancer cells. Our interest of protein, some transcriptional factor as well as some other the proteins. So after seeding the cells, we normally do that fixing the cells. It means to maintain the primary the cellular structure, to maintain it for the subsequent steps, and then we do the permeabilization, so that it will helpful for binding of your primary antibody to directly bind with your target of the target proteins. And that primary antibody again conjugated with some fluorophore, or it may be indirectly, or some other alternative way you can do, like primary antibody incubation and then secondary antibody which is conjugated with fluorophore, and you can see that how the image looks like. Now I am going to fit here in this microscope, and then we'll see, and okay, so this is there are different filters are there. You can see here bright field, DAPI, FITC and TITS. So right now I'm going to show you DAPI and the TITC. And DAPI is a kind of nuclear staining, because as you know that some intrinsically some dyes are there. They can specifically bind with some DNA. Like for this case I'm saying about DAPI. So DAPI binds with some mirror group DNA. Okay, and then after that I will show you that some other images how it comes. Okay, so now if you go to the screen, and we are taking here in 40x images, 40x magnification. So you have to click here, and then we are going for the DAPI. Yes, this is the staining of the DAPI, and now we will capture the image, and we are also going to capture another in this red color image, which is basically we did some staining for our interest of our protein. As you can see, very light color you can see here, the red color. So basically these are the our interest of our protein, it is showing. So if we then again capture it, and if we merge together, then only you can see where the localization of the protein. So these are the way different way you can just make it, and we can see what's the localization of the proteins and all. So here one thing we have to keep in mind, if we go for the 60x magnification or more than higher than that magnification, always we have to use oil immersion, because oil immersion is a kind of immersion oil. We need to immerse this objective lens as well as your sample, so that it will make a very thin layer, transparent layer. That will help for this numerical aperture of the objective lens. It will increase that numerical aperture of the objective lens, and you will get the very high resolution images. One of the major limitation of this is photo bleaching. So basically what happens is, it always, because of the chemical the damage, it always happens because of this exciting the electrons during the fluorescence. So because of this accumulation, it always happens the photo bleaching. So to avoid that, we normally use photoprotective shielding some chemicals, so that at least we can keep it little bit longer time, and we can capture the image, and we can see the different type of images we can capture from here. So I think that's all for this fluorescence microscope in brief. If you have any queries or any plan to do something, so you can just keep in touch with us. Thank you.